I don't know if I'm going to post this or not. I really want to, but let's see where it goes. Hello and assalamu alaikum. This is Suhira over here, and this is my third ever YouTube video. I loved the response from my second video. I got many different opinions. I got criticism on it, which I was actually expecting to get, but it's okay. At the end of the day, I asked for it, and I really love how people were genuinely giving me opinions. The first thing that I want to clear, this channel is not going to give you vlogs right now. A person that makes vlogs should actually give justice to it, and I feel like that this is the thing that I give justice to, but vlogs, I don't think that I can give justice to. When I feel that way, I would make one and I'll post one. I'm not posting vlogs right now. And don't please ask me to post one because I don't want to post. Maybe later on, but not right now. So let's just get right into the video. People's criticism on hijab. When I was not covering my head, I'm talking about like 7-8 years back, this is what I used to think. Please don't get offended. That people who wear hijab are actually people who are ugly and they're not that beautiful. They feel like even if we don't wear one, we're not that beautiful, so we'll just cover our head. This is what I used to feel before, until I saw somebody very beautiful. And I still remember the first look that I had on that person, and I got really inspired from hijab was after seeing that girl. She was looking so beautiful, mashallah. So elegant. Just looking like a wow. I mean, she was actually looking very pretty, mashallah. That was the first time I got motivated about it. When I was in Pakistan and I was not wearing one, I used to have people around me who used to wear one and used to criticize people who were not wearing one, which actually made me push away, because if you're a judgmental person wearing this, it's something that I don't want to be part of and I don't want to become one. But as soon as I came here, I met a lot of people, many hijabis, and they were very considerate about it. They knew what I was going through because I was struggling to get into it for a very long time. I'm not going to touch why I started wearing one in this video. That will be a very separate video. I don't want to touch that topic in here, but I'm just giving you a little bit background before getting into it. So I met a lot of understanding people, a lot of non-judgmental hijabis, which helped me get into it. I'm still very grateful to those people. They were strangers. Many of them were just strangers. I'm not saying people in Pakistan are like this. People in general are very judgmental over there comparatively to people over here that I've met. This video is on people who are judgmental and people who judge hijabis who wear hijab. I don't know why I'm so nervous making this video, but I really want to make this video and I really want to post this. So just let's get right into the video. The moment I started wearing one, I was getting emotional every single day. It's a journey that every single person goes through, maybe. Every single woman, every single hijabi person goes through. And it's hard. But it's very important. It's very important for your afterlife. It's very important for yourself. It's very important. So I started wearing one and I was posting pictures on it. I don't want right now people to come and say you're wearing a hijab and you're posting pictures. Wow, what kind of a person are you? Please, I don't want to hear this. I was posting pictures because when I post my happiness, when I post when I'm sad, when I post my hardships on social media, why am I not posting about Islam? I feel like this should be the first thing that you guys should post. This should actually be the first thing that every Muslim person should post about, because you are actually influencing a lot of people. So don't come to me saying that wearing a hijab and then posting pictures is wrong. Okay, I'm not talking about Islam. I'm not talking about what is right and what is wrong. I'm just talking about influencing people. If you can give dawa a little bit of it also, it's very, very, very good. And you should do it. And this video, I wanted to make it because it's been really hard for me wearing one, and I have been very emotional. Recently, something happened. It was my second or third day of wearing hijab, and there was one of my friends. That person goes to me saying it's better if I actually read out the message because I was personally very, very offended about it. I know some people will listen to that message and they'll be like, okay, it wasn't that bad, but I'll tell you why I felt bad about it. Yeah. So I posted a picture. I was at home and I think a guest came at our home or something like that. So I didn't have time to properly wear one. That person messages me. Remember, when wearing the hijab, make sure to cover your hair. I know it's a slow process, but I was letting you know in case you didn't know. I'm proud of you either way. First thing that I replied to that person was thanks. That night, I cried a lot. The second day that I replied to him was, I'll tell you one thing about what you said yesterday. Never ever pinpoint anything in a person who is doing something just for the sake of Allah. You never know what that person is going through and how hard it is for them. It's very easy to pass judgments, but when it comes down to do it yourself, people then know what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. Thanks for guiding me though, but your words yesterday pushed me down. It's very hard for me being a hijabi once before and then leaving it and then coming back to it again was the hardest. Now listening things like this, it's not proper or it's this or it's that. It's just something which is pushing me away from it just like it did once before. I don't want to leave it this time, so please don't criticize it ever again. Thanks. The person replies back to me, I did not criticize, it was just something that I was giving you knowledge about, and this and that. But I know I got a bit harsh. That person was just actually letting me know about something. But I would tell you one thing about this: doing something that you are doing purely just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then people criticizing you on that is, I feel like they are kids. I feel like they are not adults. They're not adult enough to be in a space where you can educate others. Because if I want to educate someone, if I want to guide somebody on something good, and I feel like messaging them directly would be inappropriate or may actually impact them in a negative way, I would never ever ever message them directly. I can do a lot of things to make them know about it. I can post a story, make sure that that person see, and I would be sure about it. Now that person knows about it. I wouldn't ever go to a person and be like, listen, you're doing this thing wrong. You shouldn't do it this way. You should do it this way. That is not me. I wouldn't do it. And I feel that people who criticize hijab should actually sit with themselves, think about what they're doing to somebody else. Because for women, beauty is every single thing for them. It's very, very hard for a woman to hide her beauty. It's very hard for her. And if she is doing so, first of all, if she is wearing one, she has studied about it. She is wearing it for a purpose, she's wearing it with a reason. So she has actually learned about it, she's learning more and more. And you are no one to tell her that you shouldn't do this, you should do that. And I'm this frustration is not on just this message. This frustration is actually on the memes, on the things that I've heard, and I feel very, very, very frustrated about it. Since I was not wearing one, I still used to be very frustrated on things like, oh, she's a hijabi but she has a boyfriend. Oh, hijab for Allah but lipstick for Abdullah. I mean, come on. Get a life, guys. Please. Seriously, just get a life. Stop saying these things to a person who's really going through something very hard. You cannot say these things to a person that is going through something, man. I feel like doing hijab is very hard. And if somebody is actually doing, you shouldn't be the one to point that person out. Why the hell are you pointing that person out? If you want to give them knowledge, if you want to guide them in some way, you can post a video on social media, you can share something, but don't go direct, please. These things push a person down. And that message, the message I got that night, actually pushed me down. It actually did. On that night, I was crying. I was getting emotional anyways. I was emotional wearing one, but on that day, I actually felt being pushed away from it because I was feeling like it's so hard. I mean, if I post a picture like this, is it wrong? And a lot of thoughts were coming in my mind. And I feel like that's really wrong. If I'm doing something, I shouldn't be pushed away from it. Just because you feel a certain way, first of all, you should always work on yourself before saying something to someone else. That person that I'm talking about did something before. It was actually a picture of a woman. She posted her picture saying that I want to stay away from social media because I really want to get my iman back. It's not about you guys, it's just about me finding myself and this and that. And she posted something like that on her social media. That person took the picture of that girl with her face, posted on his social media saying, I don't understand these girls. I don't understand if you're going for your deen, why are you posting pictures like this? He wrote something which frustrated me a lot. A lot. I was very, very, very angry on it. You cannot even fathom how angry I was on that person. I was like, who gave you the right to take her picture, post it on your social media, giving your opinion? You can give your opinion, but not exposing someone. If you are talking about Islam, where is your Islam? Haven't you heard about Pardaposhi? Haven't you heard about Allah Ta'ala protecting you, your secrets, your gunas from every single person? Why are you doing that to another person? Who gave you that right? Nobody. I don't understand one thing. I really don't understand one thing, that we human beings are just sent on this earth as a test, right? It's our test going on. Why are we being the judges? Are you going to analyze someone's deeds, good deeds and bad deeds, and put them in hell or heaven? No. That's the job of just one pillar. That's it. Not you. So who gave you the right to judge someone else? Who did? This is something very, very, very personal. And I just am very shocked and very amazed when these things were affecting me. And I felt about other people, how they would be getting affected from these things. There was a meme. I really want to talk about that meme as well. Somebody shared it and I really respected that person. I don't know, maybe that person just shared it out of just sharing it, but that was really wrong. It shouldn't be even as a joke. My girl always comes to meet me in hijab, being together for 2 years, and till this day I haven't seen her single here. And that person laughed and shared this post. Why? First of all, if a person is doing even a little bit of deed, you are no one to judge that person. It is just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who's going to judge on our deeds. He he loves our even the smallest of deed that we do, he loves that. So how can you be the person to push somebody down from a good deed? If just imagine for a second that a girl must be doing hijab and she must have a relationship with someone, and she comes across this post and she'll be like, whoa, I'm doing this thing wrong. I can't leave the person because I'll get married to that person. So I'll leave hijab because now I'm not doing justice to it. Just because of you, she's leaving something which she was doing just for the sake of Allah. Just because of your post. The main purpose of making this video was seriously just stop criticizing people on something they are doing just for the sake of Allah. If you want to spread knowledge, if you want to let them know something, you can just post a video on your story, just share something on your story, or just share something on your social media rather than directly pinpointing them out. Rather than coming directly to their face saying you're doing this thing wrong. If a person is doing something wrong, they knows it already in their heart. You shouldn't be the person to come to them, say it on their face. You can just share something online and that person would know. You did your part. You shouldn't be someone to come and point out, like, why did you do that? Why are you doing this? You're doing this wrong. That is totally wrong. Why? Who are you to tell me that? No one. So stop doing that. I know I did not imagine this video to be this much angrier, and it was just I was very frustrated. I was very, very, very frustrated. People pointing out hijabis, especially hijabis, because this is not the first time. There were a lot of reasons. When I started one, I left it partially because of these things, because of what people were judging me on, what people were saying, and you can never go like this. You can never be 360 in something that you are doing. I am a person who would really just go from here to here. I can flip, but even me, who's a person who doesn't think about things and will just do it right away, even I cannot go to 360. I mean, I wish I'm praying for myself, and I would love for you guys, if you guys can pray for it as well. I would love that. But even I cannot go to 360. So that is something that is very hard. But I'm trying my best to go for it. And this is especially for the women who are doing hijab. I'm very proud of you. I really admire you and respect you a lot. I respect the decision that you're making. I know it's very hard, and I know you are just going through a lot while wearing one, but just remember one thing. If you're doing this, you're doing it just for the sake of Allah. Don't do it for some people, some opinions, or anyone else. Do it just for the sake of Allah. Do this. If you're doing this, you are actually preparing yourself for the hereafter. Something which is much, much, much more beautiful than this world, than the people that you have over here. I mean, you are doing this for someone who loves you so much and who would never burden your soul more than you can bear. There are so many people that will cross your limits and would do something so bad to you, which you cannot even imagine doing it to someone else. But you're doing this for someone who would never, ever, ever burden you more than you can bear. So just do it for the right reasons. And even if you're not doing it for the right reasons, just research about it, research more about it, and don't be pushed down because of some people who are bullying on social media or who are bullying you. Just be confident in what you're doing. Try to make it more proper slowly and gradually. I know you will reach to a point where you'll be much more satisfied with you. You'll be much more happier with you. I just hope for the best for you all. Don't ever feel you are alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always with you all. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.